Hey there, everyone. How's it going? This video is going to be about why this Columbus Blue Jackets shirt is not made by the company it says it is. Okay, there's some things I want to explain, okay? Like, I don't believe that this is a counterfeit jersey. Now you may go, well, how could you think that it's not a counterfeit jersey if it's not made by the company? Wouldn't that be how it is? Like, wouldn't that be the definition of it being fake? Well, the thing is, I don't think it's fake. I think it's low quality. Um, you go to any, you know, any place that sells NHL merchandise, you know, pays the appropriate taxes and fees and things like that, and you know, you go to the NHL store or the Vancouver Canucks store in my case, whatever hockey team is in your area, they won't sell anything like this. But I got this on eBay, okay, and it's not like I went to some dark corner of the internet to find it, because I didn't. I found it like on the third page, and it was a Columbus Blue Jackets jersey that I had wanted for a while, and it was going for $80 free shipping. And I made the same mistake that THG made, the hockey guy, well renowned for collecting jerseys, and I made the same mistake as he did. I bought one that wasn't exactly what I was expecting. To be honest with you, I'm not surprised, because you know, I work on the premise that you get what you pay for, and $80 for a jersey is it's on the cheap side, especially one with a name on it. Okay, so there's some things to run through. One, when it showed up, it did not have any tags on it. That is a very bad sign. I mean, it could have been used. There's no reason you shouldn't be able to buy a used Columbus Blue Jackets jersey for $80, but it clearly labeled new on the eBay website. So there's that. And there's some things I have noticed. Like, this, like, that looks mostly what it's supposed to, I believe. Like, without an actual NHL licensed one, it's impossible to determine if these are thick enough or whatever. So from that aspect, I can't really determine much. But we'll take a look at the crest. Okay, as you can see, the crest is a bit bumpy. It's a decent knockoff. Well, I don't want to use the word knockoff, but you know what I mean. Like, I think it's too small. Like, look at it proportionately. It should be a little bit bigger, in my opinion. Might not be exactly accurate on that, but like, I bought many replica jerseys before, and this just doesn't have the right feel to it for it to be a replica crest. Now, that'll be easier to determine when I flip it on the inside and you take a look at it on the inside. So it's got that against it. One thing the hockey guy complained about was that the NHL logo that's supposed to be right here is hidden. You know, I actually have jerseys that I know for a fact are officially licensed and all that, and that, you know, it doesn't like completely do that, but a little bit anyway. So like, that wouldn't be too big a red light for me, but for some people it definitely is. I've seen him complain about the Reebok here, like he didn't like the one on his jersey. You know, it's a minor detail really. The We Fight, We March. I mean, the sweatband there is not too great. It says it's made in Canada. And that it's a size 50, which would make sense if it were an authentic jersey. And what I don't understand about bothering to make a jersey like this, if that is their intention, is just to you know, make money real quick and to for counterfeit purposes. The idea of making something counterfeit is to make it presentable enough that people don't know that they've bought a counterfeit one. And they never come to that conclusion. And there are some things that are a giveaway. Like, for example, I'm going to show you the fighting strap here. This is pathetic. Like, a man with a broken hand could rip this thing off. Like, why even bother? Like, it's not even cut properly. Sloppy. And, you know, I'm not actually bothered by buying a jersey like this because, you know, it's a good learning tool. It makes for a good video, I think. And, like, the insides, it's all sloppy. Yeah, let's take a look at the logo. Disgusting. Like, that's totally how you can tell it's fake. Like, look at that. Well, I didn't want to use the word fake. It's low quality. That's the argument I'm trying to make here. eBay does not sell counterfeit stuff. It sells low quality stuff. Counterfeit would be someone creating something that looks almost identical to the official merchandise and then doing it cheaper so that they undercut the official provider of this particular brand of whatever. In this case, a Columbus Blue Jackets jersey. That is the goal for a counterfeiter, is to do what someone else is doing, but do it cheaper. So you're undercutting them and making the money. This is a clear knockoff. I suppose if you like never bought jerseys, you know, you wouldn't notice. But as a jersey collector, first thing you're going to notice is that this one's not an officially licensed one. And I say officially licensed because I think it's under the table. It is licensed because it's right there on eBay. And it was for 80 bucks. I got what I paid for, to be honest with you. And it arrived quickly, I might add. I ordered it in it came like 5 days earlier than the shipping said it was going to. That can happen with eBay, but typically it doesn't. And then you go, okay, so they misrepresented facts about it. Like, I was under the impression it was going to come with tags, this, that, and the other. When I actually picked it out, it wasn't going to have a C on it, but this one came with a C. It's a Nick Foligno jersey, so, like, the back is pretty sloppy, too. I did wash this in cold water. I mean, I'm not going to bother dry cleaning a jersey like this, obviously. And did it ever stink afterwards? Like, I washed it properly because, you know, I didn't believe there were any bed bugs on it, but I wasn't going to get surprised. And I didn't, because there wasn't any. And, you know, eBay most certainly doesn't want that image, so they probably spray the crap out of this anyway. Supposedly it came from Hong Kong, but I mean, shipping vessels come all the time from Hong Kong, so it's quite plausible that it could have been, but I highly doubt it. It just came too quickly. Realistically, it was already here. It was already close to Vancouver. And, you know, the fact that they lied and said it's made in Canada, it makes you question, how deep does the lie go? Like, how much bigger does it get? What if it actually is made in Canada? Well, then you may go, well, if it says it's made in Canada, and it actually is made in Canada, then how is it a lie? Well, I'll tell you how it's a lie. Because it's made in Canada, but it's made up north by a native band in, you know, some isolated, you know, fishing community or something like that. And this is their extracurricular activity they could be doing to make money. And that's really where it came from. Because I do question, like, you know, does a lot of our stuff actually come from Asia? Because there's like so many creepy things they can do to it. Like, supposing they had this thing where they, I don't know, put a bunch of rats in water and then pour the rat water all over the jersey, for example, or something like that. This is a hypothetical. Like, all these sort of things, because that's what the Asians are renowned for doing. They're renowned for doing little prickish things like that all the time. And it's so that you can't really know what they're doing, and you don't notice, and if you bring it up, you alert them that you may know, and they'll just dismiss it as paranoia. So, I do question whether things come from Asia, and to be perfectly honest with you, I don't believe this does. I believe it comes from up north, and it's a bunch of a native band in some isolated village. I think that's where it comes from, and they're just not, they don't have the incentive to make things well. I mean, over there, if they're into hockey at all, which I wouldn't blame them for not being, because it's a white man sport, there's, not much emotional incentive to do things well. And you may go, well, is it any better in Asia because they're all so poor over there? Well, I don't know. It's a different area, so I don't know. But we'll ask Kirk about this, Captain Kirk. I think I asked him on Jersey Vice before, and he ignored me and didn't say anything. I know there are different captains, as I know the Star Trek universe somewhat well. Actually, I don't know it at all. Very little of it, but I do know this. There are different captains, and right now they're all not saying anything. They're not even here. Only Captain Kirk is here, and he's saying nothing. Because there are subordinates to all these, but the captains, they're in different departments. Like, there was that woman captain, there was Picard, you know what I mean. And, there may be a subordinate to them that outranks me, but, let's face it, there is bias even in Federation bureaucracy, that he would more likely go along with what I have to say about this jersey. So there might actually be someone who outranks me but doesn't outrank him, so I'll just, cut out the middleman and deal with him. Because, if Ermi taught me one thing from the NAM movies he's been in, he doesn't have to have the technical rank, if he's dealing with a different department, because he knows how to explain his situation to, get the results that he needs. Anyway, I kind of got off topic there. That tends to happen because this is important, okay? Well, I wish there's more to say about this jersey, but there really isn't. It's low quality. I wouldn't wear it, but it's good to have as an educational tool. It's like the same thing with my the German helmets I have. Like, one of them's a West German helmet, and some people go, "Oh, well, I wouldn't even bother collecting that." Well, I would, because it's still a part of history, and it was a great starter helmet. And this, I do intend on getting a officially licensed Columbus Blue Jacket jersey. I could have got one, but it cost me $250, and I was looking at 80, and I was a bit stupid. It was really stupid because I had watched The Hockey Guy, and I'd heard him say that he bought a jersey like this. I don't think he got it from the same source, and why it was fake. And mine is slightly different, and I don't think it's fake. I think it's just low quality. If it were fake, it wouldn't be on eBay, because like I explained. So that's why when people go to complain about these things, they don't get the results they want. Like, I'm sure I could have put it back in its bag and sent it back to them and got my money back. But they wouldn't have made it easy on me. Also, another thing I want to point out on this thing is the 7 looks a bit on the big side. That may be somewhat accurate, but I don't think so. Yeah, well, I'm still happy I got it, but it's going into the Hall of Shame, unfortunately. I don't have many things in the Hall of Shame, but and this is the first jersey to go in the Hall of Shame, but this is going in the Hall of Shame for educational tool. And it's weird because, this isn't exactly the best camera, and I'm sure from the camera's perspective, this jersey looks perfectly fine. It's just, when you see it in real life, that's when you start to question things about it. Yeah, well, to someone who doesn't collect jerseys or buy nice clothes for that matter, they ain't going to notice any difference. But well, I do collect jerseys and I do like wearing nice clothes, so I did notice that this is a low quality, not counterfeit. And I wish I had something else to say. This Columbus Blue Jackets jersey, however, is real. It is a replica, and I was glad to have bought it. I don't have a name on it yet. Some people are saying put Rick Nash on it, but you know, others were saying Bobrovsky. I mean, Dubinsky's obviously a name that I could put on it. Realistically, there's nobody on Columbus that I really like. I guess Bobrovsky, but you know, there are other jerseys I have that don't have names on it, so they would obviously take priority, and this one can take a backseat for now. But still, alright jersey, I don't mind it. And this one I got from a licensed retailer, and you know, eBay, this thing, licensed retailer, but you know, they sold me a low quality one is what it is, so that is where the issue lies. Well, before I ramble on, I don't want to repeat myself on anything, and I covered the main points, right? Yeah, I guess there ain't much else to say. Yeah, so I'll leave it at this. I've been meaning to make this video for a while. I've had this thing for probably a month now, and I just hadn't got around to it because I wasn't feeling physically well for various reasons. And yeah, we're gonna leave this at that. If you're buying stuff on eBay, buyer beware. Well, that's not entirely true, but you know, more or less you get what you pay for, so take that into consideration. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Have a good one.